Good evening, Clint. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Excuse me, are we ready?
We do have a quorum. We do not have BJ or Jeremiah on with us yet, and I know
Okay.
that Denny will not be attending this evening.
Yeah, I did talk to Danny and I do know he's not going to be here. We can give it a couple minutes.
Okay, Jeremiah just joined us.
Okay.
You do have a quorum, Clint, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get started. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the March 1st, 2021 meeting of the Washington County Planning Commission. Present at this evening's meeting are Jeremiah Weddle, David Klein, Randy Wagner, Jeff Semler, and I'm Clint Wiley. The first item on this evening's agenda are the January 25th, 2021 Planning Commission workshop minutes. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes? And if so, are there any questions, recommendations, changes, etc.?
I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. The second item on this evening's agenda are the minutes from February 1st, 2021. This was the Planning Commission's regular meeting minutes. Again, I ask that if there are any questions, comments, or changes, that they be brought forward now. Hearing none, is there a motion?
Yeah, I move we approve the minutes from February.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing no opposition, So moved. So we move right along through the agenda. Under other business, the first item there is request to remove rural business overlay at 14025 Greencastle Pike. And Jill Baker is the presenter for that. Jill, good evening.
Good evening, Clint. Thank you. So being presented here this evening is a request by Frank and Catherine Murray to remove their rural business floating zone from a parcel located at 14025 Greencastle Pike. You can see the map up there on the screen now where the parcel is located. It's just south of the Searfoss Circle there. Some of you might know that also has, I think that used to be an old schoolhouse at some point, but has been added onto and added onto and added onto. The business that was or was going to exist there was essentially a retail business. I believe they were looking at selling of antiques and auctions and things like that. I don't know that it ever got underfoot, or if it did, it didn't last very long. But the current property owner, the Murrays, are asking to have that rural business overlay removed. So they may revert back to the rural village zoning in order to have family move in with them and reside there as a two-family residence. They have talked to our permits office. They do understand what's required there in terms of building code, et cetera, to move forward with that project. But with regard to zoning, as you'll see in the staff report that was included within your packet, with any request from a property owner, the Planning Commission may make a recommendation, and the Board of County Commissioners may approve the removal of that overlay without a public hearing. They don't have to prove the change or mistake rule or anything like that. This is just basically sort of taking away an extra layer of regulation because they don't want to do the commercial activities anymore. I don't have anything else to add. Staff does an application. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
I would assume then, Jill, if they change their mind later on, well, let me step back and say if we were to approve this and then later on they were to change their mind, they would have to go through the entire process though.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions from members of the board?
Hey, Clint, this is BJ. Sorry I'm a few minutes late.
Oh, it's quite all right.
So at the direction of the Planning Commission, we would ask if you would go ahead and make a recommendation this evening if you feel comfortable with that. If not, we can bring this issue back to you at the next meeting and seek your recommendation there. And then the next step would be to take this to the Board of County Commissioners for their deliberation. And
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I see no real issue with this. To revert back to the original zoning and remove the overlay is actually reducing the zoning impact there. Are there any comments or questions from members? If not, are we comfortable?
I'm comfortable with it. I'd be happy to make a motion that we accept staff's recommendation and approve the application.
All right, that's a motion. Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Clint, Randy Wagner, I'll recuse on this one.
Sure, absolutely. So let me just get that vote again. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that carries. And Randy Wagner recused himself on this. Next On our agenda, under other business, we have update of staff approvals. Ashley Holloway. Good evening, Ashley.
Good evening, everyone. Ashley Holloway, Director of Plan Review and Permitting. For the month of February, there were one simplified plat that was submitted, two preliminary final plats submitted, 5 inspection and maintenance agreements. Let's see what else here. One site plan, 2 subdivision plats, 6 stormwater standard plats, 7 standard grading plans. And as far as the AFPO road, I think there was one dealing with that. Yes, one APFO road adequacy for private development. And that's all that was submitted for the month of February. I did submit a report that outlines the details of each of those submissions. If you have any questions, I'm here.
All right, thank you. Any questions from members of the board for Ashley? All right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. As noted in some emails from staff early on, this is a very short agenda this evening, but we do have 2 upcoming meetings. I want to remind everybody that on Monday, March 15th at 6:30, we have a workshop, and then our next meeting would be on April 5th at 7 p.m. That would be our next regular meeting. Does anyone have anything else before we take a motion for adjournment? Hearing nothing, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Jared Weddle, motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion. Is there a second? The motion is second. All in
Jeff
favor?
Turner, second.
Aye.
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 Opposed? So carried. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that, especially knowing that this was such a brief and quick meeting. I appreciate everyone taking the time to join. Have a good evening and a good month.
Yeah, thanks a lot. See y'all.
Yep,
Thanks, Clint.